Hello friends and welcome to my channel IBOL Designing Developer. So ever wondered how to create a grid, a matrix or even a game board in Java? That's where multi-dimensional arrays comes in. Unlike regular arrays that hold a single row of data, multi-dimensional arrays let you store data in tables, rows and columns, making them perfect for real-world scenarios like spreadsheets, chessboards or image processing. In Java, the most common type is the 2D array where each element of 1D is itself another array. Think of it like a table made up of rows. So whether you are building a tic-tac-toe game or handling complex data sets, mastering multi-dimensional arrays gives you the power to organize and manipulate data like a pro. So in this video, we will be learning about multi-dimensional arrays in Java. So if you understand this video and if you enjoy this amazing tutorial, so remember to hit a like to this video. And if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like this, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing, hit notification bell so you can get the notifications of all my videos which I'll be uploading in future. So now what we are waiting for, let's move to computer screen and let's get dive into it. Alright, so we are in the computer screen, and like I've told you that in this video I will be telling you that what are multi-dimensional arrays in Java. So first of all, we need to understand that what is this term meaning multi-dimensional and how we use these multi-dimensional arrays in Java. A multi-dimensional array is an array of arrays. Multi-dimensional arrays are useful when you want to store data as a tabular form like a table with rows and columns. So we already know about arrays, like we use arrays to store multiple information, or you can say multiple form of data. So multi-dimensional are also useful to store data, but in multi-dimensional array we store data as a tabular form, like here it is written, and it is like a table with rows and columns. If you want to store any table, like if you have created a table of fruits and if you have created a table of vegetables, and if you want to store that table, so for that you can use multi-dimensional arrays and you can store your table in a tabular form in multi-dimensional array, so that your table should be safe and next time you can use it again. So here is the example that how you can use multi-dimensional array to store different data. Like here we have created one array, and in this array I have created some integer values, like I have created an array of integer, you can say, and I have given my array name as my numbers. You can also say it as variable name we have given to our array as my numbers, and here it is written my numbers is now an array with two arrays as its elements. So it is written like my number is now an array with two arrays, because here we have written one number value 1 till 4 here, and in this array we have created another array in which we have written three values again 5 till 7, you can just see. So that is why it is saying me that my number is now an array with two arrays as its element. Now what I'm going to do is I'll be opening my text editor, which is NetBeans IDE, because you all know that in the previous videos as well we were just using NetBeans IDE to work with our you can say with this tutorial of Java, and in the previous videos as well we have used this NetBeans IDE. And if you are a beginner starting with Java, so I will prefer you to use this IDE as a beginner, because it provides you all the features and all the things which a beginner needed when they're starting with Java. Or if you are an advanced level programmer, you can move on to Android Studio or Eclipse IDE, that are also really good for Java, but only if you are an advanced level programmer. Now moving on, here you can just see I have removed the start page and I have moved to my main.java file. Here we have created some strings, so I will be not needing these all things because I have already worked I have already understand that what are arrays in Java and how we can use arrays loops in Java, because there are many different loops which we use in Java, and we need to understand that how we can work with loops when we are working with arrays. So you can check my previous video out if you didn't know that how we can use arrays with loops. So now here I will be moving on to my Word document where we will be understanding that how we can use these multi-dimensional array, and here is the example. Moving down, if we understand that how we can access elements in multi-dimensional array, because we have already understand in the previous video that how we can access elements of arrays. Now we need to understand same thing how we can do that in multi-dimensional array. To access the elements of the my number array which we have created at the top, specify two indexes, one for the array and one for the element inside that array. This example accesses the third element in the second array one of my numbers. So here it is saying me that you have to specify two indexes, one for array and one for the element inside that array if you want to access their elements. Like if I want to access the elements, I need to specify two indexes here. The third third element second, and in the second array we have to define one of my numbers. So this is the example that how we can just use these indexes, or how we can specify two indexes to just use these variables, or you can say use these arrays of multidimensional with indexes. That's the way to use it. And if you want that output should be coming 7, you can write 1 and 2 in your index here, so you will be getting the output as 7. Because if I show you that in 1 we have written one number, and in output last means in the last output we have written the number 7, so that's the reason when you will be printing 1 and 2 you will be getting the output as 7. If I show you that how we are getting that output, simply I will be copying this array here which we have created, the array of integers, and then I will be pasting this array of integer here. After pasting this, remember you need to just add this system.out.println function as well, so that we can print this array here which is my number. So this is my array name. You can give any name to your array. This is a variable name exactly, so you can give any of the name to your arrays if you want to. Like I have written my number, you can give my num as well, you can give my num1, you can give any name to your arrays, but I have written my numbers in this case. Moving on to my main.java file, I will be running this file. You can just press right click and you can press run file, or you can press shift and F6 as well to run your file. I will be just running this file, and if I just show you in the output, you can just see the output we are getting is 7, as I told you when we were just working with our Word document. Moving down, if we understand, we have already understand now that how we can access elements by specifying index in the array for one element and inside that array. Now we need to understand that how we can change element values when we are working with multidimensional array. So you can also change the value of an element here, and how you can do that, this is the example. You need to specify the index here, like we have understand at the top how we can do that. And after specifying index, you need to write the value which you want to change. Like I want to change this 7 number, and if you want to change this 7 number, so you want that in the place of this 7 number I should get this 9 printed here, because I have written 1, 2 and equal to 9. I have defined my indexes where I want this number should be coming, and after that I have written my number which is 9. So I want this 9 should be replacing 7 here. So now when you will be printing this thing, you will be getting not 7 this time, you will be getting 9, but at the top we are getting 7 because here in last we have printed we are getting the number 7, but now here we are changing the number using indexes. That's why instead of 7 you will be getting output 9 printed in your terminal. And how we are getting it, so I will be just copying this here now. Moving on to my NetBeans IDE, I will be just commenting out this thing, because we have understand if we are specifying index here in Java using multidimensional array, so how we can get the output. Now we need to understand if we are just changing elements in this multidimensional array, so how we are changing it and how we are getting the output printed as 9 here. So I will be just now doing these all things. You can give any of the number here you want to. You can give 10, 11, 12, any number you can give, but in this case I have written 9. Then I will be running this file here. After running this file, you can just see we are getting 9 because we have replaced this 7 from 9, and that's the reason instead of 7 we are getting this output 9 printed. So I hope you understand how we are changing elements in multidimensional array and how we are accessing elements using multidimensional array. That's the way to do that. Moving on to my Word document here, now we need to understand the main thing which we have understand in array as well, that how we can loop through a multidimensional array. So you can also use a for loop inside another for loop to get the elements of a two-dimensional array. We still have to point to the two indexes. Now normally if we loop through normal arrays, which we have done in the previous video, so we were not just adding for loop inside another for loop. We were just normally adding for loop, then we were writing the values inside the for loop which we want to print with arrays, and then we were just getting the output. But when you are starting with multidimensional array, when you are using for loop in multidimensional array, so for that you need to create a for loop inside another for loop to get the elements of a two-dimensional array. And how we are doing it, this is the example that how you can just loop through a multidimensional array. So simply I will be copying this example here, and if I just show you the output, so you will see that we will be having a different output. Normally we will be not getting that output which we were getting when we were just working with looping thing with normal arrays here. So if we just do same thing with this multidimensional array, so we need to understand what output we are getting here. If I run this thing now, after running the file, you can just see we are getting 1 till 7 all the numbers printed, but when we were just working with normal arrays, we were getting 0 till 10 all the numbers printed, because here I have written that I want that this 1 till 7 all the numbers should be printed in my output. That's why I have used for loop here. Then I have defined my I variable as 0, because I have written my I variable as this you can say this array name, and that's the reason we need to define it as well. Then init j, which is another variable which I have used here. After that, here as well I have written value 0 j, then I will be writing my numbers, and this is I am writing this my number because this is my array name which I have created here, and I am writing my variable name as well. You can give any variable name you want to, but in this case I'm using I. Then I'm just using this dot length function as well, so that I can see how much length of this array is. That's the reason I'm using this dot length. And after that I'm printing this plus j as well, because I have used two variable I and j, so we need to define both variables here. And after that I'm printing all these things so that I can get all these numbers printed in my output, and that's the case we are getting it. If I run it here again, so you can just see 1 till 7, all the numbers we are getting printed. So that's the way that how you can loop through a multi-dimensional array in Java. I hope you understand it. Now you can do same thing with for each loop as well if you want to consider easier to read and write. So you can just use for each loop because it is easier to read and write. But if you are a beginner, so you need to first of all understand about for loop, then you can move on to for each loop. And same thing I have told you in arrays video as well, when we were just looping through arrays. So I hope you understand how we are using multi-dimensional arrays in Java, how we are looping through a multi-dimensional array, how we are accessing an element in multi-dimensional array, and how we are changing elements in multi-dimensional array. I hope you understand all the things here. So if you understand this video and if you enjoyed that how we are using multi-dimensional array from start, so remember to hit a like to this video. And if you're new on this channel, want to see more videos like this, so remember to subscribe, and after subscribing hit notification bell so you can get the notifications of all my videos which I'll be uploading in future. So just I will be meeting you in next tutorial or in next project using Java. So for today, goodbye.